The Innovation Theater at CSCMP Edge is sponsored by Canop.
Well, everybody, welcome to the 5:30 Innovation Theater talk. Appreciate you being here. I'm Garrett Long, and I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Omnifold. And
I'm Annie Anthony, and I'm the Director of Operations at Caliwater.
thanks for being here, Annie.
It's been great. Thank
Yeah.
you.
So today we're going to give a short talk about using AI-powered forecasting to power up your marketing and market expansion and growth. So we're going to go through a little story about Caliwater and Annie's time there and how she's helped the company transform from a spreadsheets-based forecasting system to an AI-powered one.
With the help of Omnifold, of course.
Yeah, so thanks. So we're going to go through a short story. Let me start by explaining Caliwater. Anybody here heard of Caliwater? Caliwater. Caliwater. Excellent.
We got
Yes.
one.
So Caliwater is a new high-growth beverage. It's a functional beverage, kind of a premium beverage. It's cactus-based water. They have several flavors, of course. We have watermelon, prickly pear, pineapple, and they also have two formats, pouches and cans. So they have, a relatively complex set of things to do as they forecast the business. And we just hear there's even more configurations coming.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's great. So Caliwater is a brand, and they're being driven by the market. Actually, we're going to talk about some stories. They're getting picked up in some large retailers that are driving some complexity for launching products. So I'll give you a quick overview of Omnifold. So we were founded by an AI researcher, and the idea here is to bring AI-powered forecasting and supply planning to CPGs, brands, and retailers. Our goal is to actually train an AI model for each supply chain. So we believe ultimately that your supply chain is unique, just like your business is unique, and you have unique concerns about how you want your supply chain to run. And so what we actually do is take the time to teach a base AI model your supply chain with your data and your care-abouts, and then ask it to help forecast the business. And what you get is actually some pretty good accurate results. And we're just super excited Caliwater is going to share their story about how they use us. Okay, so going there, let's just start with Caliwater Supply Chain Network. It may look similar to some of you out there. They use co-manufacturers exclusively.
Yes.
Two co-mans.
Yes.
Two co-mans. They distribute through distributors like UNFI and Key, and they go to retail grocery stores like you see up here, Albertsons. They also have a relationship through Amazon, where Amazon is, fulfilled by Amazon, so they ship directly to Amazon and go through that channel. Right?
Yep, absolutely.
Anything to add there?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a just very simple at this point production model, and then we have a few hub and spokes with different retailers. But yeah, it's getting more complex.
Right.
Hence why we needed the help.
That's right.
Yeah.
And they're bringing on interesting large retailers that look a lot more like Amazon than they do like Albertsons.
Yes.
So let's have Annie. She joined the company early this year, and she walked into some fun things when she joined.
Absolutely.
So she joined Caliwater. She inherited a spreadsheet-based planning process.
Yeah.
Anybody here have an 80-tab spreadsheet they're working in today? There's one. Yeah. So you guys all know how it works. And I think one of the interesting things, Annie, you'd shared was you walked into about 18 months worth of product.
Yes.
Can you explain what was going on there?
Yes, absolutely. So one of the main goals I had walking into the position originally was, okay, we have 18 months, not only of inventory on hand, but that's cash that's now tied up in what we can't sell. We're estimating, X number of cases per month. We're looking outwards. We don't need to produce. So one, we need to work with sales and understand the sales behaviors and demand planning and understand how we can incorporate that and improve that behavior on the customer side. But also, okay, what do we do from a production standpoint? And so it was reviewing inventory on hand and understanding, okay, we're trying to forecast 3 months in advance. We're good on inventory. We haven't seen sales, come in at what we expected. So how do we kind of move forward?
Right. And let's not build any more pouches just yet.
For a very seasonal, what we assumed was a seasonal product at the time.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what Annie walks into.
Yeah.
And then, interestingly, right after she started, there was going to be a very large retailer launch. Okay, so this was a new partner to the network, a new way to sell product, and they were expecting a national launch with this partner. And instead, they got a launch that looked more like this. 25 regions, Let's
Yes.
test it out.
Yes.
Maybe not in Portland, but rather in Medford kind of things.
Yes.
So there was a really dramatic change in the demand profile that they were, kind of forecasting was coming, and that didn't come through.
Mhm.
And so then what did we have? We had a lot of cans
Yes.
that we thought were going to sell through, but were on hand.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about that.
No, it's a little bit different scenario that got us to that position, but it was the same kind of result. It's
Right.
we had produced all these cans in the winter of 2024, expecting a huge spring launch that was also going to lead us into the summer months at what we assumed was our peak season. And yes, no, the retailer that we thought was going to be national, 33,000 stores ended up being, these small regional pockets, which
Right.
as an Oregonian, I love Medford and Portland equally, but just different distribution.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody had a retailer change their plans on you? Anybody?
I think that's a requirement.
Yeah, that's a requirement to be a retailer. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's actually what this is all about, right? How do we create opportunity and capabilities to react to such change in almost real time these days, right? That's how our supply chains work.
Yeah.
So Annie has this great scenario. She's got lots of cans. She has lots of pouches. Everything should be happy, right?
Mhm.
Well, this is what their 2025 looked like.
Yeah.
So they went through a decision in around April, May.
Yep.
Got plenty of pouches. We're not going to produce anymore. I'm sitting on a lot of cans. And what happens? Summer is, of course, a seasonal business.
Yep.
They achieved 400% of expected demand,
Mhm.
not including the new retailers. This was the traditional grocery store
Yep.
channel.
Pre-existing.
Guys, did they have 400% on the shelf? They did not.
Yeah.
Okay. So I know some of you are probably planners out there. You know this feeling. It's like, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? What do? They have to put retailers on allocation. Why don't you tell us about this moment?
No, absolutely. It's with a smaller company and a smaller team, we had to decide and sit down with sales and understand, okay, if we have product, who's it going to? Prioritization, having those tough conversations with retailers that were anticipating, okay, here's what we have on order, and then cutting those orders, and then how that kind of ricochets the demand process with the customers, because then they're still not getting it, so they're ordering more. We were running into scenarios, where specific retailers had a year's worth of supply on a PO because we were consistently shorting, which led to allocation moving forward. And so, yeah, the summer was a tough month.
Right.
It was a tough time.
Tough time, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as you know, brand equity goes
Yeah.
along with allocations,
Yeah.
right? These are very fickle people, very fickle systems. They
Yeah.
really want to know you're supplying. And then you go into panic buying mode, right?
Yeah.
You need to just turn on the co-mans, and then you're overpaying for potentially ingredients
Mhm.
all the way through production, right? So it's just this kind of whipsaw effect that every company has to deal with.
Yep.
And that's kind of where we're focused on helping folks today.
Yeah.
Okay, so what did we learn in 6 months? I'm going to go just quickly through.
Yeah.
Spreadsheets weren't working.
Nope.
The supply chain was becoming more complex, right? How do we know we have enough?
Yep.
How can we forecast correctly? Again, they're working on about a 90-day forecast, right? Ideally.
Correct. Yeah.
So 3 months to, place production orders. And they also wanted to drive to a data-driven system, right? So this is just too much for poor Annie to keep in her mind. I think we all want to believe as people, we can comprehend all the scenarios. But as Jeremy, our head of customer success, likes to say, if you have 10 SKUs in 10 locations with 2 plants, that's like 200 forecasts you need to make.
Yep.
It's just too hard to do
Yep.
as a person. So what do we want, right? So Andy, we found each other.
Yep.
We were working with Andy, and we want to build a human plus automation AI system, right? This is not about replacing the person. This is about creating tooling and capabilities that support the planning function.
Mhm.
The second is we want to use our data and relevant third-party data when it makes sense.
Mhm.
Can we tap into that KIHI data?
Yeah.
Can we tap into that UNFI data, right? How can we understand, interpret, and react to market changing? Like, how do we do that in real time, right? I can't drop into an S&OP cycle that takes a month.
Yep.
It's just doesn't work for us, right?
Mhm.
And then finally, we want to be able to forecast.
Yep.
Initial pipe, replenishment. We have new stores coming on. We have new regions, new retailers. How do we do this all at once?
Mhm.
Good?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So let's just now take one step forward, right? So they now had a second large retailer launch coming. It was similar to the first one in May. So there was a lot of tension.
Yep.
And so their ideal launch was going to look like this. The retailer asked for a very tight landed to launch timing, like days, right? You guys know. They don't want your product until it's just about ready to go on the shelf.
Yep.
We had a month's production cycle we wanted to hit, right? We wanted to do it on a normal production cycle. And we were expecting weeks of time to get the information from the retailer and make a plan.
Yep.
Who thinks they gave us weeks? Anybody? Weeks? No. 3 days.
Yep.
3 days. And I think they were even lacking some information.
Yep.
Is that right? You want to tell a little bit about what happened?
Oh yeah, we knew it was coming. We had the day that it had to be in facilities ready to go, but it was okay. What quantity are we committed to? What's the store count? What are the regions? How many stores are they fulfilling out of? And it was all these different questions that we didn't have the answer to, but we knew we had a drop dead date. But it was how much do we actually have to produce? And it's these questions that are arbitrary and again live in the brain.
Right.
But when you actually have to sit down and make quantitative decisions with multiple parties, because we're not turnkey with our co-man. So it's sourcing ingredients. It's understanding, okay, how are we on our can contracts? Like, do we have to go out and source more?
Right.
Can we move up a scope and find a cost savings benefit there? And all these different decisions that were for one launch. But again, it was that number that was missing. It was a giant question mark with all these different decisions that were happening around it.
Right.
Yeah.
And we can trust the commercial team, right? Maybe. So that's what we had.
Yep.
Now, what was great at this moment, we had done the work together.
Yep.
Right. So we had worked together to train the AI system so it understood Caliwater's network. It understood the things they cared about, right? They wanted to index on making sure there was product.
Yep.
We don't want to miss a sale.
Yep.
We're okay, but we don't want to carry too much inventory, right? The balance of those things. And so, we were lucky to have that together.
Yep.
And then, what we were able to produce at that time in the 3-day window was an integrated forecast based on the new information. So we got the information from the retailer, and he was able to work with the system, work with our team, and basically able to produce a forecast that they could trust.
Yep.
So you want to talk a little bit about that? Like,
Yeah.
how did it go?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So we sat down with Jeremy and we took information from a bunch of different retailers, which we discussed previously. And it was like, okay, how is this retailer going to behave? Is it going to be different? Again, back to the number of stores. And that was the answer that we didn't have yet. And it was like, with all these information gaps, what can we use? What knowledge do we have from both Caliwater, but other brands in this space that we could answer that question with?
Right.
But then we also have the issue of, we're in this enhanced beverage water space where there aren't necessarily previous brands and
no
existing.
comps. There's no good comps.
We can't just check spins and say, oh, what has the cactus water done in the last 24 weeks? Because that data doesn't exist. So it's just, we're kind of navigating our way, not an Oregon Trail analogy, but it was kind of trying to navigate our way to something we didn't even know what the end goal was.
That's right.
Yep.
So we were able to produce in a day a 90-day out forecast to support the launch for this new retailer and support the existing business, which is growing at a very fast rate.
Yes.
And we were able to do that with the assistance of an AI system in an automated way. And they made a decision. Actually, there was one moment. It's like, we're going to go for a full production run. We're going to try and reach that MOQ, that next level size order, right? So we can do it. We have confidence in that SKU mix. And in fact, it enabled some good discussions with finance. I heard hey, we're gonna do this.
Yep.
We understand it. We have orders to back it. And so they made information-based decisions rather than decisions that were kind of let me guess, right? So just wrapping up, super happy to have you here, Annie. It's amazing. Customers tell the best stories. We helped partner transform their business from spreadsheets and in our minds to a system that acts as that production planning capability, right? Reducing cycle times to change plans, and then it's risk mitigation as well. Yeah. So we don't have to worry as much about what we're doing.
No, absolutely.
Any last words?
No, it's these decisions that we're making, this partnership that we have with you and your team. These are huge financial impacts and improvements. We cannot point blank run into the situation we had this summer where we were out of stock in multiple locations. As a growing brand, you have to be on shelf. You have to have that presence. And without that, there's nothing. And so we can't do, but it can't only go up from here, which is great. But it's, yeah, again, these quantitative decisions that are happening, and these, like you said, it all lived in the brain. But no, we're having the assistance of AI and Omnifold's team coming in and saying, it's a gut check. We think that we need this, but do we actually? And we do. And if not, then we can work with them and come to them with the question of, okay, we're a little heavy on inventory.
Right.
Let's do another demand outlook and see how
Right.
long would it take us for either.
Yeah.
And yeah, initial launch demand, but also there was a great analysis on what our potential reorders look like and everything.
Right.
It was
So scenario planning and all those kinds of things.
I can come to you with any question.
Right.
Demand planning, inventory, product production forecasting, ingredient sourcing, and
Right.
there's another model that we can reference off of and make those decisions. And so yeah, 2026 and beyond, it's going to be fabulous.
Yeah. So it's great. So that's the story.
Yeah.
Thank you to Annie.
Yeah.
Thank you to Caliwater, and thank you guys for listening. Really appreciate it.